So would you look at those two pieces of legislation as a success?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you see a spike in people buying licenses?
I think we had I think the figure is running around 13,000 new people came into the sport through the apprentice license program last year. And considering that the legislation wasn't passed until, I believe, late summer.
Right.
I mean, in that short period of time, really one fiscal year quarter, we had, I think, almost 13,000 new hunters come into the fold just through that window of apprentice licensing. And we don't have a good handle yet on new kids that came in at 10 and 11. That takes a little more statistical analysis to come up with that. But again, it's a safe pastime, and I think your legislation ensured that safety by putting strict mandates on the issue of accompaniment and mentoring. That hands-on ability for a person to sit with a youth, or any first-time hunter, even that first-time hunter may be 30. If that hunter's hooked on hunting and gets buck fever and the heart starts to hammer and the gun barrel looks like it's describing a foot diameter circle, that apprentice, that mentor, that ability to calm, to continue to point out safety, what's over that ridge, be careful of your background, it's really important for that first-time hunter.
Sure. So you would look at those two pieces of legislation as kind of a model for other states to look at.
Absolutely.
If you look across the nation, is Michigan probably has the highest number of hunters, or would you say other states have more hunters?
I think we had 800,000 individual hunters licensed last year in Michigan.
All required to have a hunter safety license?
Well, just about, except for some of us grizzled old veterans. And I don't know if we lead the nation, but we're up there in both number of hunters and of anglers in the country.
You've obviously participated in some of these classes.
You bet.
Have any experiences that you want to share with the audience? Some neat opportunities you've had to see youth, try some things and actually go out and be successful?
Well, probably the greatest experiences I had were back when I was an officer in Cadillac and teaching classes there. And you can sort of pick back then we were dealing with 6th graders. Now we're talking 4th graders coming in. But you could sort of see the glint in the eye that really hooked some of those young people. Not all, but you could also see where one youngster succeeding in hunting. Marksmanship is a wonderful skill to practice. Our Archery in the Schools program that's catching fire is doing dramatic things for student self-esteem and for their grades and for their attendance. And I think any marksmanship really does. It's a skill that anyone can master, be that person tall, short, skinny, or suffering from certain disabilities. That ability to handle firearms safely and improve marksmanship really goes a long ways towards bettering somebody's self-esteem.
Kind of embarrassing when you miss, too.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yep. I've missed with some of the best.
I shot 24 out of 25 at a shooting trap one time with a bunch of game wardens, and I won the pot that we'd thrown together, and somebody challenged me to a redo on that for a rematch, and I said, "You must be crazy. You think I'd ever give you the chance to watch me do that again?"
Yeah. Now, with hunter safety this year, because the lowering of the hunter age, what age can a young person start to take hunter safety? So it's 10 and 12, if I remember correctly.
Correct. 10
for a small game, 12 for a larger game.
Yes.
So if somebody's 9, going to be 10, can they take hunter safety?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
Those 9-year-olds can take the class. We ask, and this is part of the transition part of it, is when we were still at the 12-year-old threshold, we allowed younger children to come, but we required a parent to come and stay with the child, not just drop the child off. And we'll stick with that same philosophy. We'll ask if people want to get their younger children into hunter safety. First of all, we will reach a threshold if we go much below 10, where we wonder about the comprehension level.
Sure.
How much are they absorbing?
Because the test, they still have to take a test.
They still have to take the test.
They have to be able to read the sentences
Correct.
to know what they say.
But if a youth's going to be turned 10 during a lawful hunting season, certainly a child can attend classes and be certified. The card will just read, not valid until the 10th birthday.
Have you heard any success stories from the last hunt? I mean, really, the legislation just happened this last year, so Any experiences that you've had or heard about with young people?
Nothing firsthand for me, other than in the many of the outdoor pages, many of the publications, the Michigan publications on hunting. Terrific success stories of kids in their first hunts.
Okay. So what are some other things that maybe the audience should know about either your division or hunting safety in general that maybe we missed upon first hunter safety? Any items that we mentioned some of the 10 Commandments and how to point the rifle or the pistol, actually. You mentioned the archery program. Now, I bet many of the viewers don't know enough about this archery program that is in some schools, but not necessarily in all the schools, all 500 schools here in the state. Well, maybe you can touch on that.
I'd love to. The National Archery in the Schools program began in the state of Kentucky with their director, and he really began this program to teach archery to elementary school age children. Again, it's a program that almost knows no barriers. Almost anyone can participate. And it's not bow hunting. It is archery, pure archery.
Marksmanship.
Okay. And all the skills that go with that. And a manufacturer of outdoor equipment has created a bow that fits almost any size youngster.
And what manufacturer is that?
I wish I could. Okay. It's called the Genesis bow.
Okay.
And they come in bright colors. I mean, they market them to youngsters who like that visual attraction. The setup is very simple. We have a coordinator on our law enforcement division staff by the name of Mary Emmons, and Mary has come to us and has just done a dynamite job putting this out to schools across the state. I mean, if you looked at a map,
program.
Right, and then we have taught a corps of instructor trainers within the department and volunteers who can go out and then teach other instructors. And her only struggle right now is keeping up with demand.
Okay. Do you think that you'll see where this actually becomes like a sport?
It is. In fact, Mary is working right now on a plan to try to do a state finals, but it's not going to be done like some states do, where they actually bring people to the state capitol and they put on this huge pageant. We're not there yet. That takes a lot of funding, and we'd hate to eliminate some schools that don't have any travel money. So she's working right now trying to come up with a way to do a cyber tournament.
So if you're a school or principal, teacher watching this program and you think that this is a great opportunity to have this kind of activity in your school, how best do you go about finding out more about it or contacting Mary? How does that happen?
A couple ways to do it. Contact Mary Emmons through our law enforcement division phone, which is 517-373-1230.
Go to your website?
Right, or go to the website.
And what is that website? It's
www.dnr.
Or go
Michigan.gov/DNR.
DNR, okay.
I don't know it because my computer defaults to it, and I don't have to memorize it, but I believe that's
Sure.
it.
Okay, now I know with the archery program, there are some schools in my Senate district that are actively using this in the schools. And you said, what age are the?
Frankly, I can't remember exactly what age they're getting involved.
I think it's like elementary to
it's later elementary school.
High.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just been a terrific program.
Okay. Well, really appreciate you coming by today to talk to us about hunter safety and to mention the new pieces of legislation out there, apprentice hunting license, which you can buy at any store, and how the age was lowered to 10 and 12. And then also this archery program. I think that's a new activity that I would hope that many schools would learn more about.
Both of us. It's been a success, and I think it'll just getting better and better.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming today.
Senator, my pleasure.
Yep. And thank you for tuning in this month in Touch with Northern Michigan on hunter safety. Thanks again.